Welcome back to Work Break Reading. Last time we were reading Paradise Lost by John Milton, and last time we stopped where Satan was in the middle of his soliloquy, I guess, about his attempt to ruin Adam and Eve to lead to their fall. So we pick up where he left off. Hence I will excite their minds with more desire to know, and to reject envious commands invented with design to keep them low, whom knowledge might exalt equal with gods. Aspiring to be such, they taste and die. What likelier can ensue? But first, with narrow search, I must walk round this garden, and no corner leave unspied. A chance, but chance may lead where I may meet some wandering spirit of heaven, by fountainside, or in thick shade retired, from him to draw what further would be learned. Live well ye may, yet happy pair, enjoy till I return. Short pleasures, for long woes are to succeed. So saying, his proud step he scornful turned, but with sly circumspection, and began through wood, through waste, or hill, or dale his roam. Meanwhile, in utmost longitude, where heaven with earth and ocean meets, the setting sun slowly descended, and with right aspect against the eastern gate of paradise, levelling his evening rays. It was a rock of alabaster, piled up to the clouds, conspicuous far, winding with one ascent accessible from earth, one entrance high. The rest was craggy cliff that overhung, still as it rose, impossible to climb. Betwixt these rocky pillars Gabriel sat, chief of the angelic guards awaiting night. About him exercised heroic games, the unarmed youth of heaven. But nigh at hand celestial armory, shields, helms, and spears hung high, with diamond flaming and with gold. Thither came Uriel, gliding through the even on a sunbeam, swift as a shooting star in autumn thwarts the night, when vapors fired impress the air, and shews the mariner from what point of his compass to beware impetuous winds. He thus began in haste. Gabriel, to thee thy course by lot hath given charge and strict watch, that to this happy place no evil thing approach or enter in. This day, at height of noon, came to my sphere a spirit, zealous as he seemed, to know more of the Almighty's works, and chiefly man, God's latest image. I described his way, bent all on speed, and marked his airy gait, but in the mount that lies from Eden north, where he first lighted, soon discerned his looks alien from heaven, with passions foul obscured. Mine eye pursued him still, but under shade lost sight of him. One of the banished crew, I fear, hath ventured from the deep to raise new troubles. Him thy care must be to find. To whom the winged warrior thus returned. Uriel, no wonder if thy perfect sight, amid the sun's bright circle where thou sittest, see far and wide. In at this gate none pass the vigilance here placed, but such as come well known from heaven, since meridian hour no creature thence. If spirit of other sort, so minded, have o'erleaped these earthly bounds on purpose, hard thou knowest it to exclude spiritual substance from corporeal bar. But if within the circuit of these walks, in whatsoever shape he lurk of whom thou tellest, by morrow dawning I shall know. So promised he, and Uriel to his charge returned on that bright beam, whose point, now raised, bore him slope downward to the sun, now fallen beneath the Azores. Whether the prime orb, incredible how swift, had thither rolled diurnal, or this less voluble earth, by shorter flight to the east, had left him there, arraying with reflected purple and gold the clouds that on his western throne attend. Now came still evening on, and twilight grey had in her sober livery all things clad. Silence accompanied, for beast and bird, they to their grassy couch, these to their nests, were slunk, all but the wakeful nightingale. She all night long her amorous descant sung. Silence was pleased. Now glowed the firmament with living sapphires, Hesperas that led the starry host rode brightest, till the moon, rising in clouded majesty at length, apparent queen, unveiled her peerless light, and o'er the dark her silver mantle threw. When Adam thus to Eve, Fair consort, the hour of night, and all things now retired to rest, mind us of like repose, since God hath set labour and rest as day and night to men successive, and the timely dew of sleep, now falling with soft slumberous weight, inclines our eyelids. Other creatures all day long rove idle, unemployed, and less need rest. Man hath his daily work of body or mind appointed, which declares his dignity, and the regard of heaven on all his ways, while other animals unactive range, and of their doings God takes no account. Tomorrow, ere fresh morning streak the east with first approach of light, we must be risen, and at our pleasant labour to reform yon flowery arbours, yonder alleys green, our walk at noon with branches overgrown that mock our scant manuring, and require more hands than ours to lop their wanton growth. Those blossoms also, and those dropping gums that lie bestrewn, unsightly and unsmooth, ask riddance if we mean to tread with ease. Meanwhile, as nature wills, night bids us rest. to whom thus Eve with perfect beauty adorned. My author and disposer, what thou biddest, unargued I obey. So God ordains. God is thy law, thou mine. To know no more is woman's happiest knowledge and her praise. I disagree with that characterization, but we'll carry on. With thee conversing, I forget all time, all seasons and their change, all please alike. Sweet is the breath of morn, her rising sweet, with charm of earliest birds, pleasant the sun, when first on this delightful land he spreads his orient beams, on herb, tree, fruit, and flower, glistering with dew, fragrant the fertile earth after soft showers, and sweet the coming on of grateful evening mild. Then silent night, with this her solemn bird, and this fair moon, and these the gems of heaven her starry train, but neither breath of morn, when she ascends with charm of earliest birds, nor rising sun on this delightful land, nor herb, fruit, flower, glistering with dew, nor fragrance after showers, nor grateful evening mild, nor silent night, with this her solemn bird, nor walk of noon, or glittering starlight, without thee is sweet. But wherefore all night long shine these? For whom this glorious sight, when sleep hath shut all eyes? To whom our general ancestor replied, Daughter of God and man, accomplished Eve, those have their course to finish round the earth by morrow evening, and from land to land in order, though to nations yet unborn, ministering light prepared, they set and rised, lest total darkness should by night regain her old possession, and extinguish life in nature and all things, which these soft fires not only enlighten, but with kindly heat of various influence foment and warmth, temper or nourish, or in part shed down their stellar virtue on all kinds that grow on earth, made hereby apter to receive perfection from the sun's more potent ray. These then, though upheld in deep of night, shine not in vain, nor think, though men were none, that heaven would want spectators, God want praise. Millions of spiritual creatures walk the earth unseen, both when we wake and when we sleep. All these with ceaseless praise his works behold, both day and night. How often, from the steep of echoing hill or thicket, have we heard celestial voices to the midnight air, sole or responsive each to other's note, singing their great Creator. Oft in bands while they keep watch, or nightly rounding walk with heavenly touch of instrumental sounds in full harmonic number joined, their songs divide the night and lift our thoughts to heaven. Thus talking, hand in hand, alone they passed on to their blissful bower. It was a place chosen by the sovereign planter when he framed all things to man's delightful use. The roof of thickest covert was inwoven shade, laurel and myrtle, and what higher grew of firm or fragrant leaf, on either side anthus, and each odorous bushy shrub, fenced up the verdant wall, each beauteous flower, iris of all hues, roses and jessamine, reared high their flourished heads between, and wrought mosaic, underfoot and violet, crocus and hyacinth, with rich inlay broidered the ground, more colored than with stone of costliest emblem. Other creature here, beast, bird, insect, or worm, durst enter none. Such was their awe of man. In shadier bower, more sacred and sequestered, though but feigned, Pan or Sylvanus never slept, nor nymph nor faunus hunted. Here, in close recess, with flowers, garlands, and sweet-smelling herbs, espoused Eve, decked first her nuptial bed, and heavenly choirs of Hymenaean sung, with what day the genial angel to our sire brought her, in naked beauty, more adorned, more lovely than Pandora, whom the gods endowed with all their gifts. And oh, too like and sad event, when, to the unwiser son of Japhet, brought by Hermes, she ensnared mankind with her fair looks, to be avenged on him, who had stole Jove's authentic fire. Thus at their shady lodge arrived, both stood, both turned, and under open sky adored the God that made both sky, air, earth, and heaven, which they beheld, the moon's resplendent globe and starry pole. Thou also madest the night, Maker omnipotent, and thou the day, which we in our appointed work employed have finished, happy in our mutual help and mutual love, the crown of all our bliss ordained by thee, and this delicious place, for us too large, where thy abundance wants partakers, and uncropped falls to the ground. But thou hast promised from us too a race to fill the earth, who shall with us extol thy goodness infinite, both when we wake, and when we seek, as now, thy gift of sleep. This said unanimous, and other rites observing none, but adoration pure, which God likes best, into their inmost bower handed they went, and eased the putting off these troublesome disguises which we wear, straight side by side were laid, nor turned, I ween, Adam from his fair spouse, nor Eve the rites mysterious of connubial love refused. Whatever hypocrites austerely talk of purity and place and innocence, defaming as impure what God declares pure, and commands to some, leaves free to all. Our Maker bids increase. Who bids abstain but our destroyer, foe to God and man? Hail, wedded love, mysterious law, true source of human offspring, sole propriety in paradise of all things common else. By thee adulterous lust was driven from men among the bestial herds to range. By thee, founded in reason, loyal, just, and pure, relations dear, and all the charities of father, son, and brother first were known. Far be it that I should write thee sin or blame, or think thee unbefitting holiest place, perpetual fountain of domestic sweets, whose bed is undefiled and chaste pronounced, present or past as saints and patriarchs used. I'm going to end it there. I love that last portion where he's vaunting the joys of and the goodness, the gift that God has given of sexual intercourse between a man and woman, that it's good and it's beautiful and it's glorious. And I believe that portion there is a direct rebuke to everything that Augustine had to say on the point. Whether it was intended as so or not, I'm not sure. I'm sure Milton was well aware of Augustine's writings on the matter, and this is a direct rebuke to that nonsense. Absolutely beautiful. But we'll end it there.